My guy, C. Rose. No text this morning. Very interesting.
Disciplined. I'm being disciplined. This is what you do. You take to coaching. You told me don't stop texting me, so I'm going to stop texting unless I ever change a question late. That's the only time I'm going to text you, okay?
You're coachable. I love that about you. Me too.
Thank you. Thank you. Good weekend?
Yeah, man. We had a good weekend. Took the kids down to Legoland. Ended up at a hotel down there, and we stayed a couple days. Now I'm back home. Ready to dive into it with you, baby. How about you?
I know. It was a fun time, man. I used to love taking the kids to Legoland. Great. I love
Legoland is like so chill compared to like Disneyland and stuff.
Cool place. All right, before I start asking you questions, I want to start off with this situation. Yesterday afternoon, watching Tristan McKenzie of my Indians do his thing.
Yes.
It's the 8th inning. Now, Michelle hasn't really been watching the game. She's been doing stuff. And she says, I'm going to go up and shower. I was like, you can't leave the room. And she goes, why? What's going on upstairs? I said, you just can't leave the room. I didn't explain to her what she goes, tell me what's going on. I couldn't tell her that the perfect game was going on, right? Because that's against
you can. I'm pretty sure you can.
So that's the question.
I'm pretty sure you can.
So then the Tigers end up getting the knock with 2 outs in the 8th, and I was like, okay, you can go shower now. She's like, what are you talking about? And I explained to her what happened. So I didn't know if I was allowed to, not allowed to. So when this happens in the future, just go ahead and let her know.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in the whole jinx thing. Sorry.
Yeah, I shouldn't either.
Yeah. Let Michelle do whatever she wants. She's a goddess, okay?
You're right. Okay. All right, let's get to it. It was a weekend of many happy returns. Chris Sale back pitching for the first time in 2 years. Fernando Tatis back swinging it for the first time in about 2 weeks. Which of their performances more caught your eye?
I'm going to go with Sale. I love Tatis, and that was also very impressive. But Sale coming back after 2 years and kind of just doing his thing, to me, it was the way he was able to locate and control his pitches. Mm-hmm. He's nasty. I faced him a zillion times. There was one point I was watching the highlights at Eckersley. It was like, how do you take that fastball right down the middle? How do you not swing at that? And it's like, well, Eck, let me tell you how. Like, have you ever watched Pitching Ninja? Like, go watch some of the stuff he does, the overlays. You know, what Sale does really well is everything comes from a different, like an arm angle you're not used to. So it's basically coming from, like very much the first base side. You just don't see that often. And he'll backdoor that slider there, and then he'll back foot you with it. Like, there's just so many things that you have to read when Sale is on the mound right away. And sometimes you guess wrong. And sometimes you read it wrong and you look very foolish, which he made a lot of people do that day. So I'll go with Sale just because the velo was there, the feel of the pitches, the location. He just looked really good. So the Red Sox got exactly what they're hoping for.
Absolutely. 5 innings, 2 runs, 8 Ks, no walks. No walks in his first appearance in 2 years is damn impressive.
Yeah.
With all that being said, Tatis continues to amaze me. So it was the 3rd time this year he missed at least 10 straight days. In all 3 returns, he has homered. His cumulative stats in those 3 games, 9 of 15, 3 homers, 3 doubles, 7 ribs. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I thought when you guys take more than 2 or 3 days off, your timing sucks. And this guy just gets out there and knocks around 4 hits around the park like it's nothing.
Well, he's Fernando Tatis Jr., man.
But still, that's not
he's that good.
For a guy,
and he's playing a new position.
Yes. Although a lot of them were like little league fly balls yesterday. And he was like, I wasn't really challenged. So I'll be interested to see that. But the guy, like, he's still the front runner for MVP now, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody came and took that away from him. Bryce made a nice little run there. But if Fernando stays healthy and continues to produce, I think he's kind of got it locked up.
I think. Okay. Let's move on to the reason I'm wearing my Snakes hat today. It's not because Jake doesn't suck. Jake does suck. But our guy Tyler Gilbert did not suck. He became the 4th pitcher ever to throw a no-hitter in his first start. What's the best part of this story?
Everything, man. I was a teammate of Tyler's in 2018. We were Iron Pigs together, so I know him very well.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Absolutely phenomenal guy. He's a Trojan, a USC guy too, so I love that about him. But I think the best part about it was just this has been a grind for him. He's 27 years old, makes his first start. He had a few relief appearances this year, but it's his first year in the big leagues. Last year, 2020, completely wasted, gone. Doesn't even get to pitch. So this is, a lot of times when guys stick it out, they don't get rewarded. And you see a lot of guys play for a long time and then just kind of go back into a regular life, and they don't have something to like hold their hat on. And Tyler now does, obviously. So I think this is just like the coolest thing to me was that he got the start this year and then just performed. He looks so calm and
he was
poised.
Yep.
I know what you're gonna say, so I'll let you talk about it. But I think for me, it was just seeing him out there, getting that moment that he's worked so. I mean, look, these guys have been playing baseball since he's 4 years old. It's been a dream of his for that long, and grinding through the minor leagues, going to play Winter League in the Dominican. I think he played for Licey, and it's so much grinding, dude, to get to this point. So that, for me, that was the coolest part, just to see him out there having fun, smiling like that. Pretty cool.
Well, this is the thing that sets baseball apart from other sports out there. There's not a minor league football system that a guy can grind in for 6 years. Basketball, yes, there's the G League. And there are some great stories. There are, no question about it. But there are so many more in baseball. And last year, you say he didn't get to pitch. He wasn't invited to the alternate site when he was with the Dodgers. He was not invited. He was told, see ya. So you know what he did? He got an apprenticeship with his dad as an electrician. He was said, I just needed to make ends meet.
Yeah.
So he got a taste of the real world. And at that point, I imagine when you're in your mid to late 20s, that's the time where he could have said, fuck it, I'm out. Like, this is it. It's just not going to happen. He didn't. He ended up getting picked up in the minor league Rule 5 draft, which I did not know until this weekend actually existed. Yeah. I knew about the Major League Rule 5 draft, where this is an opportunity. One team takes you, you have to stay on the Major League roster the entire season. The minor league Rule 5 draft, all they had to do with Arizona was put him in the AAA system.
Yep.
So you're just moving from one minor league system to another. Nothing is promised. So the fact he was able to continue to push through and get this opportunity, I don't know where it leads, but it's great. I thought it was really cool.
Well, more starts in the big leagues, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
no
look,
question. And
think about this. Think about this, Chris. Like, the money that he's making every single day right now is like a month's pay in the minor leagues, or like more than that probably.
Well,
he's probably making
on that.
It's crazy. That's another cool thing about this. Like, the grind is, I know we talk about it, but people don't really understand it unless you know somebody that's done it. It's I thought you were going to talk about his dad, by the way. The parent reactions and all that stuff. So I let that go, but that was equally amazing. I tear up now that I have a son. I tear up every single time I see that.
It was great. It was great. Dad was in tears because they know they've been, those talks that you have with your kid when he or she is in their 20s and they're struggling to find out who they are and they have their dream but they can't reach it. Like, those are tough talks, man. So I can understand it. The last thing I thought was great about it is that we get to say the 3 previous names of the pitchers who threw no-nos in their first ever start.
Go for it.
Bobo Hamilton in 1953, Bumpus Jones in 1892, who I think I had on my fantasy team, and Ted Brettensteinen in 1891.
You got those guys. You had a poster on your wall growing up. I'm pretty sure.
Absolute pictures with them.
Yeah. Maybe not even. Was there a poster machine back then? Probably not.
Yeah, it was a printing press.
Go Tyler Gilbert. Let's go.
Yes. All right. Hey, the Atlanta Braves for the first time all year woke up in first place. They've won 10 of 12 overall. Sneaky World Series contender or just on a good roll?
Oh, Chris. Why you got to make me do stuff like this?
Well, wait a second. This is a fair question because now they've gotten hot. They're the team we thought they would be, minus Ronald Acuna. And what, you don't want to
look? No? I think there's a chance.
Do you want me to answer it?
No, I'll answer it. There's a chance. People have been stepping up, playing well. They kind of have a nice little core there in the middle there that's been doing well, like Freeman, Albies, Swanson, Riley. Nice little core of your lineup. Pitching has actually been really good. They got their starters freed. Morton's been good. The bullpen's been okay. Like, everyone's kind of been doing pretty good. I just think without Ronnie, it's kind of if Ronnie was there right now, Chris, I'll say they're a World Series contender. I don't know if they can get past some of these teams, even though they held the Dodgers a 3-1 lead over the Dodgers just last year.
But that was last year.
I don't think they're like legitimate World Series contenders unless something crazy happens.
They are not. They are not. We both applauded them in recent weeks for their pickup. Adam Duvall was a great pickup. Soler can run into one, no question. Will Smith has been shaky at the back end of the bullpen. I know he's got like 25 saves or whatever, but you have to buckle up every time you're a fan watching him do his thing. Listen, to me, I compare them a little bit. I compare this division to the NFC East from a year ago, where the Washington football team won it with a 7-9 record. Now, I don't think 79 wins is going to win you a division this year, but I think you understand my point. I don't think anybody gets 90 wins. Doesn't mean that I guess they can't go on a World Series run. Didn't the Cardinals in 2006, I think they won something like 84 or 85 regular season games and ended up winning the whole thing. So it could happen. I'm not feeling it in my bones.
Yeah, I mean, it has to come back. I mean, like, their starting pitching's pretty good. Fried, Morton, Anderson. If Yanoa comes back and is what he is, that's a nice, pretty good right there.
Yeah, but if they play the Milwaukee Brewers or if they play the winner of the NL West, are you going to take them over any?
No, of course not. But it's baseball. Right. It's baseball. Like, things can happen.
I get it because the Pirates win series, the Orioles win series. Yes, it does happen. But based on the way we look at teams, you can't say, well, anything could happen.
I know that. I haven't picked to win the World Series over the Astros. So let me just go like this, okay?
Yeah, but if Ronald Acuna were around, you wouldn't have to do this. But the fact is he's not. So things changed since you made that statement. Shh. Oh, what, like nobody noticed Ronald Acuna hasn't been playing?
I miss that guy too, man.
I do too. All right, fan base in more need of a hug this morning. The Cubs, who lost their 11th straight, or the Mets, who keep sliding and now start a West Coast swing in San Francisco and L.A.
Cubs fans aren't even watching baseball anymore, so they don't need a hug. They're enjoying the last bit of Chicago summer. It's the Mets fans. Mm-hmm. They need more than a hug. They need like security, protection. They're in the toughest part of their schedule.
Right.
And they just got swept.
Remember what we said last week? That they were starting a 13-game stretch against the Giants and the Dodgers. We said, what would they be happy with? What record?
6-7.
6-7 or 7-6. Are they going to get to 6 or 7 wins?
No. Dude. I mean, maybe this is a rallying point, like this, like 11 p.m. getting into California at whatever 3 a.m. Maybe 4. Maybe that's a rallying point for them. Maybe they go on a run, but more than likely they're just going to be really tired tonight and just go get banged up on by the Giants. I mean, it's really tough, and the schedule does suck, but teams have to deal with it. But that's not only did they get swept, Chris, and have to go on that plane ride, they got swept in embarrassing fashion. They had to take a position player out of the game. Bro, I mean, you can't leave with a worse taste in your mouth.
No.
But at least they didn't get on that flight until midnight.
Oh, at the earliest.
Or past, and then have to fly home.
Dude, I think it was Wheels Up. I think I was following Trevor May. I'm going to tape an episode with him tomorrow, by the way, to find out what's going on. With all that being said, they're only 2.5 games out in the division.
I know.
Like, we act like they're 7 or 8. They're 2.5. So if somehow – today's a big day. They're supposed to get a little more news on DeGrom, and that's the one. Like, if he's done – and by the way, the earliest he's going to pitch is probably the second week of September. I personally – I don't have a great feeling about it. It sucks. And now you got to go play the best team in baseball for the next 3 days. Hang with them.
It's a tough place to play, too, man.
I know. Can I tell you one other thing, though, about the Cubs? Because I agree with you that the Chicago fans have moved on. This is their second double-digit losing streak this year. That hasn't happened for the Cubs since 1954. Ouch.
Yeah, Cubs fans they're like, hey, what are the Bears doing? How did Justin Fields look? Like,
hey, look great.
Yeah.
Look great. And Andy Dalton's facial hair still sucks. All right, Zack Britton told his manager, Aaron Boone, he didn't deserve to be pitching in safe situations for now. Do you respect the left-hander, or would you like him to see him be quiet, just take the baseball, particularly with them down a few guys in the bullpen, just be a veteran and say, hey, listen, I'm going to go grind, and if they want to take me out, they'll take me out?
I respect the shit out of Zack Britton. How about that? One
Great
thing I
answer.
would change, I wouldn't have told the media that. Maybe he wanted to get
Yeah.
ahead of it because they knew they'd have some questions if he wasn't pitching in high pressure situations. But I have no problem with him going into Boone and saying, like, look, I'm just not right. And you need to put somebody else in there until I feel right again. Because he doesn't want to be in there on the mound thinking about all that stuff costing his team games when every single win and loss matters to the Yankees right now. So I respect him for going in there. Like I said, I probably wouldn't have said it to the media because now you and I are talking about it and there's articles written about it and it might get misconstrued or whatever, but I think what he did was the right thing to do. There's plenty of times where you're like, shit, I feel yourself, especially a guy that's played in the big leagues that long and has had that much success. Like, yourself and if you're not right. He really hasn't been right all season. I think they were talking about like hasn't like gained weight back from COVID that he had in the off season,
right?
Some weird stuff like that. But he's been walking everybody.
That's the thing. He's got 12 strikeouts and 14 walks in 16 innings. Now, even when he was great, he was always a little bit wild, but nothing like this. And he's got 3 blown saves this year in those games. The year that he probably should have won a Cy Young Award in 2016. He had 0 blown saves in 69 games. Oh.
When he's on, he's nasty, but he knows he's not on right now. So I like I said, I have no problem. Get him some low leverage game. Yeah. Get the feeling back. Let him work some stuff out. He doesn't care about his numbers.
No,
he just wants to be ready to go. Through September into October. So Zach, good job, man.
And I agree with you. Not telling anybody. He and Boone just should have had a meeting, and Boone should have probably said, "Hey, listen, don't tell the media. Let me answer the questions. If they ask me, hey, why didn't you use Zach? Just say, hey, was Zach's working through a few things. Let him be the guy that falls on the sword there."
Chris, why is everyone in the chat now? This is like it's become a thing.
It's a daily. No. Don't let him. Don't say it.
It's a thing.
Don't say it. Move on. We're not gonna. Does it?
I'm not
you?
though. I'm not. I promise. I'm just happy.
Yeah, exactly. He's happy. There were a bunch of people last week who said these two need a week off from one another. I was like, no, we don't.
We need a hug. That's what we need.
I know.
Physical contact. Let's go.
All right, last one. Did you see from everybody's JOMBOY favorite team, the Savannah Bananas, Bill Leroy? He was mic'd up for a game playing third base. And what does he say?
I'm going to roll it over. I'm going to backhand it on the set top. And Manny Machado underhand throw to Asset at first. Oh, my God. Look at this. Bingo. Oh, come on. Bingo. I literally just called that. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. That was the second hop. What the heck?
He says that somebody's going to roll one over to him. He's going to make a submarine style throw like Manny Machado, and it happens on the next pitch. Is that amazing, or is it a little freaky that the dude knew exactly what was going to happen?
Ooh, I like when you say freaky. All right.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, you like it.
It was amazing, and I'll tell you what, I've been gaining more and more respect for what the Bananas are doing out there.
Yeah.
Like they're making baseball fun. It's like a Harlem Globetrotters thing, but totally. This is the same guy that announced himself to the plate, which was awesome. And then he goes and does this. He literally called the exact play, Chris. I had no idea about this. You sent me the link. I looked. I was like, holy shit.
Amazing.
He said 2 hops, backhand, sidearm throw like Machado. And what the cool thing was is, he's mic'd up, so the ball gets hit, and right away he's like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
So he's thinking about it the entire time he goes and makes that play, which, by the way, is a really tough play to make. That's not like an easy play. But the whole time he's playing it in his head, he's like, shit, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it happens.
You know what the best part was to me? I mean, the play was unreal. Is that the dude's wearing the ear pods in his ear? And the fact is that it stayed in the entire time and didn't fall, and he didn't have to go to the ground and put it back in. It was, I didn't know if he super glued that shit in there or what. It was really impressive. That was fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I kind of love what they're doing. Everyone go check out the Savannah Bananas on all their socials and stuff.
Yeah, they do a great job. They do a great job. All right, what do you have coming up on JOMBOY Media? Let's go.
Oh, so much stuff. Okay, I got Talking Baseball. We're going out and doing the series recap from the games over the weekend. I'll be talking about the AL, so I'll have the Chicago-New York series, which was really cool. So I'll go do that today. I'm filming an episode of Sequence today. about one of my favorite defensive plays that I was a part of is me and Jamie Carroll.
Oh, yes.
Remember Jamie Carroll? Yeah. A lot of old names, the old video, Chris. But it's fun. So I'm doing that. Yeah, man, starting the week off right. What about you?
Let's see. Latest episode of the Rose Rotation is dropped. It is the first time we hear from Tyler Glass now since he had Tommy John surgery. We cover it all. We cover a lot of stuff, like his future in Tampa, his emotions when he found out that he had to have surgery, what it's like being away from the team, the grind that he knows he's not playing next season. So where is he at mentally? It's a fascinating look into the starting off process of a guy who knows that he has 18 months of rehab ahead of him.
That's a great perspective. Like I don't even know what I would feel like if I knew I was missing an entire freaking season, and most of it's just rehabbing.
Yeah. He's so good, and I think people have really gotten to know him. I think they've gotten to know all 6 guys from the Rose Rotation very well. He is such a deep thinker and has tremendous perspective on where he is, and we talk about that. Like, it's really interesting where he is and where he plans on being. It's worth the watch and the listen.
Love it.
I'll tell you that. We're back at it again tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific. Sound good?
Yes, sir. I'll be here.
All right. Tell Jimmy and Jake I say hi. I'll be listening to Talking Baseball later today. I might even get in that chat and start blowing you up and asking why you're so high. I won't do that.
People are crazy, man.
I won't do that. All right, bro. Have a great day. Everybody out there, have a wonderful Baseball Monday. Yeah, there she is. What up, girl?
There she is, baby.
What up, girl?
I was going to tell you what I named her, but it's disrespectful.
What?
Love you. Bye.
What?